Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here come the Ravens now ready to get the football for the first time. They are led out by the 15th overall selection in 2019, former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go.
On first down, they go with Clement again. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide, it doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
On 2nd and 7, Haskins. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay.
That's what I'm talking about. Here we go.
They'll try and run here with Clement. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Gets it to Gabriel on the jet sweep. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Time to roll through the starters defensively for Cincinnati. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better. Because playoff football, often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
On third down, here comes Clement. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Quick throw here caught by Gabriel. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Throwing on 2nd down. Haskins. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Play action. Haskins. And a throw there going to be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Out is Myers for the Seahawk field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And the tight end, Zach Ertz, is key in this offense as we get a look at the starters.
Comes out of the factory known as Stanford, which keeps putting out tight ends. Zach Ertz, one of the better ones we've seen in recent years.
Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Open man is Miller. He's got it. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And now it's second down. Now the starters on the defensive side of the ball for the Ravens. They were quite formidable in the win over the Eagles a week ago.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
Powers through.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Here we go. I got one.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. Now, keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with... And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. David Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Josh Lambo now for the point after. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a Bengals score. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Avery Williamson there to make the stop. On second down now, it's Powell. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 miles.
From the gun, Haskins on third down. Finding Gabriel, complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play, because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. On second down, Clement. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Here we go.
Grant Haley in on the stop. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route. But he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction. I was able to track the ball in another.
Here we go.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Garoppolo. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. 3rd down. Here's Haskins. And that is incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Bengals drive about to get going. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw, Haskins. And this is Gabriel on the catch. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
10 yards there on a Bengal first. Play action. Garoppolo. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. That'll bring up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Garoppolo now. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Lambo on for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. They've been faced with a tough test today here. Crowd's been really good. They're struggling. He's struggling. We'll see if they can pick things up.
And the crowd has had an impact, and they feel good about that because he's not playing very well. Not getting the ball to the right places, not doing things he normally does. He's got to find a way to turn it around against this hostile group.
Yeah, because on the road, don't you look to your quarterback a lot?
You have to, because you certainly can't look to the crowd to help you. They're there to be against you, so your quarterback has to lead you, and the best way he can do it is to play well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set, go.
A run, it's Clement. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Clement. And an alley to run. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
54 mark. Check. Watch 54.
On second down, Clement. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Corey Clement, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now let's look at David Johnson. And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
And he probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll run it with Johnson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. A couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
It's caught by Roberts. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's made it easy for us to put together a highlight package. Just wondering what he ate before this one started.
Let's include that in the package, right? Get the gourmet out here, figure it all out, and you're guaranteed he'll do that going forward as well, because with a game like this, you don't want to change things too much. Oh, yeah, you also want to continue to get that great blocking he's received today, too.
Yeah, kudos to the guys up front indeed. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
This is the running back, Powell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this 1st half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now, pass complete here to Sanders. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 28. Now Haskins on 1st down. It's caught by Sanders. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first. From the red zone now, Haskins on 1st down. Open is Powell. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Haskins, and an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. On the draw, here's Powell. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. Now the Bengals going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Myers' kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Here we go.
David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. To throw is Garoppolo. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Roberts has it. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Bilal Powell and his offensive mates retaking the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 7, Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and it's third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Here we go.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent job on the keeper. 20 yards and a first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the carry, here's Clement. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. From the 45 on 2nd down. Haskins, he's got a man complete. It's Clay. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 35. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. It's Clement back to the running game. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Haskins looking to throw on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's Powell. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Haskins. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And Myers able to knock it through. And with that, the lead changes hands here in this 3rd quarter. So it's his third field goal now with the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play. They go to Johnson again. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Garoppolo looks to throw. He finds Roberts, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Garoppolo now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Like 20. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me.
Now on 2nd and 13. Garoppolo. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 31-yard line.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Johnson on the counter. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Here we go. 180.
On 2nd and 7. Garoppolo floating one incomplete. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 14.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Garoppolo, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Garoppolo. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was set to valve, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Here we go.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. Roberts got it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Get it, baby.
It's a game of 4. Brings up 3rd and
7.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Garoppolo again. This will be caught at about the 5. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Lambo is good. And with that, they move ahead by a point here in this third quarter. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out that just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
From Soldier Field, meanwhile, in Chicago, a third quarter score. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Haskins now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Running is Clement. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd and 6. Haskins, there defensively, was Buster's screen to knock it away. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, it's Haskins. And he fires one incomplete. Trying to go back to Clay that time, but it'll be second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Haskins will throw. His throw incomplete. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. The Ravens on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. 3rd down. Here's Haskins. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Here's Clement. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
They don't want it, fellas. They
in search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Here's Haskins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score, and he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's...
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Haskins. And now another one thrown incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Now Johnson. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now Garoppolo. It's caught by Roberts. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the fourth quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
Garoppolo now. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 4th down. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
We got this.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Looking to throw, Haskins. And he's got his man. It's the tight end, Clay. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore 1st down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Haskins. And this one's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Haskins, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Bengals getting set to go. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Haskins. And his throw here's incomplete. Charles Clay is tied in the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Looking deep for Gabriel. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Haskins. And that is incomplete. So now it may look bleak, but this one not over. They do have all 3 timeouts.
Even at this point on the field, where it looks like, you're really backed up, hold them to a field goal. That's the mantra right now. You hold them to a field goal, you still got a chance to take care of business on the other end. But you're right, the 3 timeouts are going to be key. How well they use them to preserve clock as well as stopping them, that's the key to giving them a chance to win.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Garoppolo looking to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lambeau will put this one through. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So the Ravens now down by 4, just over 1:40 to play. Their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here. He'll look to throw. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with this 4-point fourth-quarter lead. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here we go with Haskins. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Buster Screen. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 3rd down pass passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Lambo to add on the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This Bengal defense now making their way back out onto the field. To the air, Haskins after the pick six. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. Now it's Haskins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Cincinnati, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, this could hurt in the race for home field advantage as they drop to 10-2 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.